Who comes up with the special ideas for the gigs, like the Motown medley and the pants with Take That on the back?
We came up with, we all came up with a Motown medley. It was a bit of both, with our manager and us. And it was a good thing, it was a good song to do, obviously go back to the 70s and the dance routines. It was good to show off the outfits. Whereas the Take That on our bums, us again, I mean, we came up with the idea. We got a stylist to get these like see-through underpants on and then stick these letters on saying Take That across.
What was your favourite moment of the UK tour?
Every night when we come out at the beginning, when you first walk through the curtains and you see the crowd, every night that was my favourite bit.
When we put together a show like we just have done, there's no way we can put together 2 or 3 shows for, like, if we're doing 5 Wembleys, we can't have a different show on each night. Unfortunately, the show is, you know, it's so well rehearsed, and it has to be, you know, with the routines we're doing and the costume changes, it's all very fast. It's like, there's no way we can afford to do, you know, a different show each night, you know, unfortunately. Because there is 5 of us on stage, it's all completely live, so, like, it's not as if we can say to the musicians, oh, we're going to do this one now. It has got to be a set order because of lighting, and there's so much that's going on around us. You know, with being 5 of you, if we suddenly decided to improvise, you get 2 people talking over one another. So we stick to our lines as much as we can, but at the same time, you know, we are the improvising band, I think. So we do improvise that little bit more.
We keep trying to break America, but we don't think they really want to know about us, unfortunately. We've been out there a couple of times, and we're hoping to get out there again in '94, but we're just going to go to where the people want to see us, and we'll keep doing that. If we do manage to get out there in '94, that would be great.
Although we go wild on stage, or we appear to go wild and do silly, crazy things, we're actually thinking about everything that we're doing. Well, I am anyway, I don't know about the other guys. But I'm concentrating all the time, and I'm always gauging the audience reaction to what I do on stage. And so I'm reacting all the time from their reaction, if you like. Yeah, I always think things like, am I going too far? Am I not doing enough? Am I not putting as much energy into this show as what I can do? You're concentrating all the time, you have to. I stick my tongue out when I concentrate. I'm learning guitar, I was just saying before, I'm learning guitar, and when I play, I'm a bit like this. My tongue now is stretched so much that I can actually touch my nose.
I just love performing in front of girls and guys for the same. We enjoy ourselves on stage. And we just do our show for the kids to enjoy, and when we set out doing this show, we wanted to make a show that the fans, etc., will get involved in the most, and that's what we'll always try and do. We'll always try and give the best show. We don't mean to offend. We always worry after the shows as how the people are going to get home. I mean, we always give the times of at the end of the concert so parents know when to start turning up, but you do hear a lot of the time of kids waiting around for the buses and things like that, so it is very dangerous. So we try and have people around who can sort of just patrol the area really and keep an eye out. It's quite a frightening thing, and I suppose it's a place where they may turn up because there is a lot of like children around, so we've always got to be aware of that sort of thing.
We'd really like to do a massive charity concert for Feed the World and stuff like that. But we've decided now that in our concerts, every time we do our concerts every year or twice a year, we're going to do a charity event. And this one, we did one for Childline. We did the last tour we did one for Childline. And maybe next year we'll do one for AIDS, HIV sufferers, you know. And the year after it'll be for handicapped people, you know. Like to change it about.
So last night, after your brilliant concert, how do you wind down? What do you do?
It's really difficult because, like, what do you talk about on the coach after you've just been stood in front of 25,000 people, you know? What do you talk about? What you're going to eat for dinner, you know? It's really difficult. The worst bit about touring is to stop touring. What do? You know, we often get a week off after we've been touring for an amount of time, and you just don't know what to do. It's quite awful, and it must be horrible to get to that stage where, you know, you've gone down and you've lost your fans and you still want to go out and tour, that must be the worst thing in the world. That's something I'm dreading. I hope it never happens.
We relax after a day's work, go and sit in your room and listen, usually watch a bit of TV or listen to some music, usually the best policy. Or do your washing. We eat an awful lot of Indian food and smell an awful lot. I think the good thing with a band, I mean, I wouldn't like to be on tour on my own. I suppose that could get a bit lonely, but because there's 5 of us and we are really good friends, we always find things to entertain us, whether it's running around the hotel at 3 in the morning and sort of seeing if we can get spotted by a security guard or whatever it is. We always have a laugh. Just go into one room and have a chat usually.
I write on a piano. I've got a studio set up at home, quite a good studio, and I just bury myself in that and lock the door, put the answer phone on, and I can sit there for 24 hours sometimes, just writing and writing and writing. It's second nature really to me now, writing songs. It's not like a job. When I get a week off, I go and I write songs, and that's how I relax.
For me, I started dancing when I was quite young, and I always enjoyed dancing. And I think people's encouragement, you know, my family, my friends, they told me how good I was. Well, I think they were just pretending a lot of the time. But that encouraged me, and I guess that was the influence, the people around me, the people that love me.
Jason and Howard are great with the choreography. They do the full thing for the band. We have a stage director as well to keep an eye on things, so it gives us like an outside view. But I keep trying to get them to let me to do a song, you know, so I can do my own routine to a song, but they won't let me.
Me and Jason, we do the choreography for the band, and usually in hotel rooms, because at first we used to do the choreography in like rehearsal rooms, but now we find when we're on the road we're going to be making routines in hotel rooms. I mean, we've got to make a routine for Relight My Fire, so we're going to be doing it in Japan in an hotel room. People
Don't realise why I love writing ballads. That's because we don't have to do all-out routines to them, you know. But I don't mind. I'm a rubbish dancer. I'm really awful. And I think it's good most of the time that I do lead vocals to the tracks, because it means that I don't have to do all the full-out dance routines and make a fool of myself. And I love getting involved in doing the dance routines, although I'm not as good as everyone else. I like to feel a part of doing, you know, when you're up there and you're performing and you're really going for it, and you're sweating, it's a really good feeling. You feel as if you're giving it all you've got, you know. And when you get home at the end of that night and your feet are aching and you know, you feel as if I've really done my job tonight, you know.
When the band first got together, I mean, we was all quite fit anyway, which is a good thing. But the build-up to the tour, which was done over something like 6 weeks, 4 weeks to 6 weeks, we was like doing a 1 hour 40-minute show 3 times in one day, which is very, very hard. I mean, I found it really hard. And I think the build-up for that until we actually did the tour dates which kept us fit. And obviously doing outside arenas, which we did last night, was good because there's more oxygen and, you know, you're a lot cooler. So I do find outdoor things easier to do.
I've invested a bit of my money in a home and things like that, but I've invested most of it into a studio, which is basically a hole in the floor you just keep throwing money into and it keeps disappearing because you always need something new. But we haven't come into millions of pounds yet. We're still quite a new group. Most of our royalties haven't been paid through yet. So I think we're all a lot poorer than people believe we are to be, you know. We haven't come into millions. And our manager's very good. He doesn't give us a bunch of money to go and play with. Every now and again he'll give us £5,000 or something. And he'll say, you know, go and blow it on what you want. And that's the best feeling in the world, to know that you're not to save it. He just says, go and blow the lot on whatever you want.
He let the cat out the bag there then, didn't he? I don't spend it, to tell you the truth. I give it because it's like the Bros thing. They were told that they had this amount of money and they went out and bought a nice Cartier watch. They went out and bought this car.